Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Always appreciate that you join us here on our YouTube channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We are headed into the meat bird production grower pen where we have 100 Cornish rock cross meat chickens. These are birds that are in production for homegrown top quality chicken. Going to go to processing on day 44 production. That's going to fall on November 30th, 2023 for this flock. They are doing great. Excited to get in there and give you a look at them. And it is dusk. Nighttime is descending upon us, and it's been a beautiful day. It was about 64 degrees here, and it's been 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. It's going to, for about a week, it's going to go down probably low 50s tonight is the expectation. So right now we're managing for temperatures in that range, 50 degrees Fahrenheit overnight to like 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. It looks like that weather pattern is going to stay with us here in rural Southeast Ohio, USA for maybe another 4 or 5 days. So after about the 14th, it looks like we're going to have cooler temperatures again. So then we'll be managing for temperatures that are in like the probably 25 degree Fahrenheit to 50 degree Fahrenheit, 55 degree Fahrenheit range at that point. So the birds will be a little bit older and more feathered, but there's a big difference in managing for those different temperature ranges. So that's actually one of the things that we're going to take care of here in the grower pen this evening. And we're headed over here to the little shed that actually houses, as you're looking at it on the right hand side where you see the red light, that's an egg production flock living over there. It's dark right now. We're headed to the grower pen. Things are going to brighten up here in just a moment, and you could hear our little dots in there. And here is our meat bird pen. So going to get in here and going to show you real quick. I talked about the temperatures. Sorry y'all. Talked about the temperatures and how that's really, right now, that's the biggest aspect that we're having to manage for. And so I want to kind of just show you quickly the difference here and sort of what we were working around today. So, it is cooling down and the birds are starting to feel a little cooler, showing signs of being a little cooler. We're seeing some of the feathers puff out a little bit, and chickens do that. Here's a great example of that. Trying to zoom in. I'm not getting a response. There we go. I want to say, well, I can't tell from here, but this chicken is certainly not fully feathered. We're still seeing where there's not complete feathering, but the feathering that this chicken does have, we see that chicken is puffing its feathers out, and chickens do that to warm up. That traps warm air against their skin. So actually during the day today, we were able to turn off. We had this heat lamp in the center of these near ones off, and I had the 2 heat lamps on the left side of your screen there off. I hope that you can see the difference in the heights of them. That was what I wanted to show you. I don't know if you can tell that. The ones on the right, as you're looking at them, are lower than the ones on the left. So the ones, we'll just look at these. The ones here on this row, I now have them adjusted down to about knee height on me, and I'm about 5 foot 4 inches. So I have those adjusted down. We may go down a little further. See how those birdies are kind of huddled together, and they're trying to get as close as they can. They're trying to rely on body heat to warm up there, and we don't want them to do that if we can help it. We want them to rely on supplemental heat. Now over here, these lamps are where I had them adjusted at today, and they're actually they're about hip height actually on me. So they're a good deal higher than the ones over here, but we had all 6 of them adjusted to like hip height on a 5 foot 4 inch person for the daytime. Had a third of them turned off. Hey, there's Owen and Tanner. Hi guys, how are you? You gonna make some chicken patties, Owen? Sounds good. I'll be in shortly, and we have someone coming to get an egg subscription picked up here in just a few minutes, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. Hey, thank you, sir. No soda companies were paid any compensation in the making of this video, but that is my favorite bad habit, y'all. In fact, I have an old Chrysler car, Chrysler 300. It's a 2008. And it's exactly the color of the label of a Dr. Pepper bottle, or the color of the aluminum on the Dr. Pepper can. And I often joke, that car's been a blessing, you know, but it's got a lot of miles on it, and we've driven it a lot. It's got a few blemishes on it, but I often joke, I think the reason I like that car so much, for one thing, it does ride smooth. But I joke that I think I like that car so much because it's the same color as a Dr. Pepper bottle or can. But anyway, all joking aside, gonna wrap up on these chickens here. But part of the reason they're a little cooler on that side of the pen is because we still have that man door open. We're gonna get that closed up. They're starting to be active. They've been in a resting period. They're starting to be active. They're gonna go to the feed, go to the water, and then they'll rest again. Gonna lower these lamps down to about that knee height on me. So I'm 5'4". They're gonna be about knee height. So we're gonna have all 6 of these lamps about knee height, with the man door closed, so the building's closed up. And so when it, gets down into the 50s this evening, these birds are going to be good and cozy in here. They're doing well. Like I said, halfway through production, specifically for meat, for chicken processing, and they're growing well. They're thriving. Their appetite is great. They're consuming water, and we're going to make sure that they stay warm and cozy overnight. So at about 3 weeks old, the ambient conditions, temperature-wise, that these birds would prefer is still at a reference point of about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And they can accomplish maintaining their body temperature some on their own resources, because they have more feathering than they did, when they were hatched and over the first couple weeks. And then they'll utilize some body heat. They'll utilize the supplemental heat coming off the heat lamps. And remember, when you're raising chickens and they're indoors and they're manuring onto the floor, we intentionally have good absorbent, comfortable bedding on the floor for them to keep the floor dry underneath them. But they are putting that biological material, the manure, on it. And as that is building up on the floor and being absorbed by the bedding, that is also putting heat into the building as well. So that's our job, is to keep